Hello, my name is Ricky Fosheim, director and cinematographer from the movie and Uneasy Lies The Mind. And today, I want to talk to you about how we shot the opening and closing credit sequences in our movie. It was actually quite an elaborate process, and it took us more time to shoot these credits than it did the rest of the movie combined. It involved a lot of time-lapse and macro photography, and like the rest of the movie, it was shot 100% in-camera on the iPhone. Most credit sequences help establish the setting and tone of the movie. So with that in mind, I took two elements from our story, ice and oil, and decided to experiment. The movie is told from the perspective of a man who's suffering from a severe head injury. So I knew everything needed to come from this very fragmented, neurotic, and dark place. There are two different approaches that I took. The first involved the actors' credits, in which I shot their names melting over a sheet of ice. The second part involved printing the credits on a piece of paper and shooting them through a casserole dish. The process involved a lot of different tools: an iPhone case that you could mount onto a tripod, a casserole dish, hair dryer, a light source, alphabet foam stickers, Karo syrup, food dye, water, magnetic iPhone lenses, and a freezer. First, I created homemade alphabet ice cube trays using thick alphabet foam stickers that I bought online. I cut them out and stuck them to the back of a piece of plastic. I then filled them with water and black food dye and put them in the freezer. I then filled the casserole dish with about a ½ inch of water and let that freeze as well. After the casserole dish was frozen, I placed it on 2 pieces of white foam and backlit it with a small light. I attached my iPhone to this janky little tripod and framed up my shot. Before it all melted, I quickly and gently spelled out the actor's name with the black alphabet ice cubes. Using Filmic Pro, I set my frame rate to 1 frame per second. The heat from the lamp and the hair dryer slowly melted the ice, causing the black letters to bleed. Shooting at 1 frame per second, you need to shoot roughly 2.5 minutes for every second of usable footage. On average, I would film each shot for about 15 minutes in order to have enough coverage in the editing room. For the second part of the credits, I designed them in Photoshop, printed them out on paper, and taped them to the back of the dirtiest casserole dish I could find. I then added about a ½ inch of water and let it freeze. I used the same foam and lighting setup as before, but this time I used a macro lens on my iPhone. I put the lens right up in the ice and water and shot around 2 to 4 frames per second. I would add Karo syrup to warp the image, as well as food dye to add some color. The hairdryer really helped add a lot of movement to this relatively static image. As I got deeper into the credits, I would shake the casserole dish to add even more violent movement. Once this very time-consuming process was done, we had to edit them. Inspired by avant-garde experimental filmmaker Stan Brakhage, we cut the images together in a very fragmented way and put an original score underneath. Most credit sequences today are made entirely on computers, but I was looking for something much more organic, and hopefully that comes across in the movie. Shooting on anything other than the iPhone would have totally changed the way the movie looked and felt. I hope this video inspires you and you get a chance to experiment and explore just like I did.